gorgeous? Does that funk have you feeling stuck? Have you questioning your purpose, or even yet having you asking if your best years are behind you? Girl, you have zero obligation to stay in that funk. This podcast is for women who want to get the funk out of here, who want to play bigger, ask for more, and step out of mediocrity. Imagine a life filled with lots of energy, excitement, and filled with spunk instead of that funk. This is the After 40 Unfunk Your Mind podcast. I'm your host, Crystal, and I'm ready to talk some shit. Let's go! Hey, Superwoman, this is your friend Crystal coming at ya. I am so excited because the sun is out and it's supposed to stay out for a while. I can even hear the birds singing outside my window right now. The weather is warming up, the snow is melting, the sun is out. It's so invigorating. And let me not forget to mention that the ice is melting off the driveway, so I'm no longer having to navigate to my front door like I'm on an ice rink. It's the small things, right, that can just bring us so much joy. Oh, but it just feels like springtime has arrived here in the mountains. And it's where the snow starts melting, things start to turn green, and things start to bloom. I use all of this to be my green light to go, to start to bloom. Do you use the spring to trigger any type of new action? Let this be your green light to take a step towards your vision. And if you don't seem to have a vision right now, take some step towards some type of growth. And I am actually going to start out with your tiny little action to get started right off the bat. Get out your phone and use the voice memo app. Press record and tell your future self what steps towards growth you're going to take this spring to meet her. It can be 30-minute walk outside every day. It can be going to meet a girlfriend one time a month. You know what you need to do. You have to make deposits towards your future self. And what better way to make a commitment to yourself than to record it on your voice memo app? Start making some tiny deposits now. Sometimes we get all funked up because we keep telling ourselves, we'll do that when the kids are gone, or when we get let go from our job, or when you lose the weight. Start now. Start making little deposits so you don't have to make a big deposit when something happens. And you're wondering why this is so important, because I see so many women funked up because they haven't made small deposits towards their growth. Even if they don't have a vision, they just haven't made any kind of effort to grow. So I'm challenging you to take some step toward growth in this spring season of growth and bloom. Use it as your catalyst. And I got asked or challenged, why isn't who I am enough right now? And it's not that you're not enough right now. It's, do you want to be the same person you are now, 3 years, 10 years, 5 years from now, whatever it is? And if you want to be the same person, then this podcast is not for you. That's the simple answer. But for those of you who do want to grow, some of you are waiting on motivation. Where is the motivation going to come from? Are you waiting for the white horse to come tap your shoulder, the man on the white horse to come tap your shoulder and say, here is motivation, and all of a sudden you're going to take action and go towards your future self? Seriously, what are you waiting for? No hot man is going to come on a white horse and tap you and fill you with motivation. I often get asked how I stay so committed to working out, and I honestly am committed because I enjoy the feeling after I work out. So I just go first, knowing how I'm going to feel after it's all done. And I might have mentioned this before, but the famous Mel Robbins uses a 5-4-3-2-1 technique. It is a metacognition tool where she just has trained her brain to go do the thing. Motivation can't come through your action. Mel just, when she has to do something, she just goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and just goes and does it. She goes and takes action. She mentioned in an interview that she saw a rocket ship go off on a commercial or she was watching some TV or something, and a rocket ship, they were counting down. They were going 10, all the way down to the countdown. And then it just blasted off, and she thought to herself, wait, why can't I just do that? And so she starts at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, and she just goes and does it. She calls it her 5-second rule. She even has a book about it. And what I love about Mel's 5-second rule is that you have to go and do the thing. So many times we're caught up in this mantra that other people portray that you work smarter, not harder. And so then we stall our action because we don't want to take action without knowing we're doing it the smart way. And sometimes I don't necessarily think that rule applies. Sometimes you actually have to work harder to get smarter, right? And I think so many times we sit here and overthink, how can I work smarter, not harder? But perhaps if you put the harder in first, you'll become smarter. Novel concept. And we just had Easter, and I think about Jesus. Jesus didn't sit around on a couch or on a rock waiting for everybody to come to him. No, for the most part, he stayed in constant motion. He stayed in action. Don't get so caught up looking at your vision or how you want to grow and get caught up in how can I get there without taking the least amount of steps. Just start taking steps, and over time, those steps will lessen. Wishing or wanting, worrying, stressing out, getting anxiety doesn't get you anywhere. Only working for it will get you there. Scrolling through social media, wondering how Sally got her business started or how she did that. Don't sit there and wonder if you're interested or curious. Go ask her. Take some action. If it excites you or you're genuinely curious about it, go with that curiosity. Go ask Sally how she did it. I'm sure she would be more than happy to share her journey. And you will more than likely see she didn't understand how to work smarter before she had to work harder. Wes Moore, the author of the book The Other Wes Moore, was doing an interview with Oprah, and he quoted his sister, and I thought this was so eye-popping. She said, to her, hell would be if she went to God and he decided to show her everything she could have done had she tried. I don't know about you, but that resonates with me so much. It just stopped me in my tracks. Did that trigger you in any way? Did that make you feel uncomfortable? Think about that. You are specially designed. There is no one else like you. Are you maxing out your potential? And when I say maxing out potential, I'm talking about where you feel fully alive, where you feel like you're pushing your limits. Sometimes I give you these things to think about, but it's not meant to sit you in the spinning, ruminating mode. It's meant to light a fire under your ass, or perhaps just to challenge your thinking to make sure you see different perspectives. And with all respect and sincerity, think about our expectations of other people. We expect our hairdresser to take classes, to continue to grow and learn the newest hairstyles and the newest color trends so that they can do our hair. We expect our teachers to attend conferences in an effort to grow so that they learn different methods in the classroom that help them teach our kids. We expect our accountants to be updated on the new tax deduction laws so we can take tax deductions. Whatever it is, we are expecting everyone around us to grow. So you need to have the same expectation of yourself. Push yourself to the limits. And you know what? Those limits, once you push to a limit, your limits can then go beyond that limit. For instance, in the gym, maybe you can only walk 10 minutes on the treadmill right now. That's your limit. But if you continue to do it, your limit will eventually grow to 20 minutes, to 30 minutes, pending you don't have any underlying conditions. But you get the picture. The truth is, we really don't know what all of our limits are. Why not discover or explore them and keep pushing them? As long as you're in motion, you're not going to miss out on what was meant for you. Mark Twain said, dance like nobody's watching. And I love that somebody challenged that and said, no, dance like everybody is watching. So let's do that. Let's dance through life like everybody's watching. And even if you trip up on one of those dance moves, maybe someone else learns from your mistake. Like instead of doing the running man, they should do the jiggle jiggle. Make deposits into our future self. Discover what you love to do and do more of that. Are you taking life a little too serious? Do you need to step out of your routine? Do you need to let go of some of that pressure of providing for everybody's basic needs that are around you? Do you need to fulfill your basic need of growth and change? It's time to get out that voice recording app on your phone, like I mentioned earlier, and do the recording. And then stay committed to her. Stay committed to that girl that's talking to her future self. If you have to, pretend like that's a voice recording that your daughter sent to you. You would do everything that you could to make sure she has all the tools she needs to become that girl that she wants to be. Well, it's time to become the woman you want to be. Take your life where you want it to go. Because there is always one saying that will hold true. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. So girl, invest in yourself. Do that voice recording. Stay committed to her. Stay on track. Give her everything you've got. And let's go. Before you go, Superwoman, I'd love it if you took a little action for me. Like, subscribe to my podcast and leave a review. Also, share the episode with a friend. And as a thank you, hit up my website to crystalsumner.com, thecrystalsumner.com, to grab free journal prompts. Okay, ladies, now is the time to go on Funk Your Mind, play bigger, and ask for more. Open the door to possibility and cancel playing small. So get up and go.